Good evening from Montbéliard.
Montbéliard, le pays de Montbéliard.
Where. It's 9 p.m. It's our final show of the day, going into the fourth night. These pilots have been flying for 72 hours. Benoît is back with us. How are you this evening?
I'm all right. I'm really amazed about the number of balloons still up tonight. 72 hours. We'll have to look in the record, but I don't think that's happened very often in the Gordon Bennett.
Yeah, 17 still flying into the fourth night. It's certainly it's pricking up some ears. People are very, very interested. A little bit earlier, we spoke to the team from USA2. Let's get their reaction. So joining us live on the video wall, we've got co-pilot from USA2, John, and we've got from the chase team, Caroline, who's been sending us lots of footage and pictures and songs throughout the journey. But John, first of all, welcome back down.
Thank you, sir.
I
Good
think
to be down, but it was an amazing flight.
Yeah, it's a long flight for you, wasn't it? How many hours do you think you were in the air? Do you know what it was?
62 and a half hours.
Yeah, that's a big, long flight. You're just outside Vienna right now, I believe.
Yes.
And the first question is...
We found the first hotel available, and most of the people are already sleeping, so yeah, that'll be next.
Was there many people around during your landing? Did you attract a lot of attention?
No, surprisingly, there was. We landed in a cleared out cornfield, nice stand-up landing right in the middle of it, and nobody really paid attention to it until some really nice couple from the local community came, and they came and brought us beer and champagne and took pictures and celebrated with us, and it was a really good time because the crew got stuck in traffic. Yeah, they just made us feel really welcome. Just really nice people here.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. Those are stories we like to hear. So, John, I've not really spoke to you much before. So tell me a bit about yourself. How did your ballooning start?
Well, many years ago, I told my parents that I wanted a balloon ride, and they had a balloon activity at the town where I grew up. So I told them I was going to go down there and get a balloon ride, and they said, "Yeah, right." So next thing I know, I was helping a crew and became crew, and then I got a balloon ride. Then my parents got into it, and it turned into a family affair. And yeah, so I've been ballooning for probably since since I was about 13, so quite a while. And then when I was in the Army, I met a mutual friend of Andy's that we were both Chinook helicopter pilots, and he said, "Hey, do you know Andy?" And I said, "No," but he said, "Yeah, he's a balloon pilot too." So we've been ballooning together for about 20 years and good friends, and just recently asked me to be his co-pilot.
When did you first become aware of the Gordon Bennett race? When was that first on your awareness?
Well, my father started flying gas many years ago, and I'll never forget the time that I watched those balloons go to the podium. We fill sandbags all day long back in the days of the netted balloons, and move the balloons on the nets, and we spent the whole day doing that as volunteers. And then to watch that balloon go to the podium and lift off with the national anthem, I said, "Yeah, I got to do that someday." And unfortunately, my father passed. He died of cancer. He was a gas balloonist, and we were up in his wings to the closing ceremonies.
Oh wow, that's a really nice sentiment there, John. That's nice to hear that. And Caroline, what was your introduction to ballooning? How did that start?
It started that many years ago. A balloon landed in the field near our house, and I was only a little girl, and my father to get over there. And he said, "Well, okay, that's fine." So I already had my pajamas on, and get over to the balloon, and then a little more children from the neighborhood had the chance to get in the basket, and then the balloon had to move a little bit, and then I thought, like, my God, this is cool. This is really great. And then when I got older, we visited some fiestas and saw how the balloons were built up and then took off. And then I thought, well, it would be nice to be in a chase crew. So I just wrote a lot of balloon teams, and then in 2000 I had my first meeting with a balloon pilot, and I've been a crew ever since, and a balloon pilot since 5.5 years.
Fantastic. Your journey today on the road, how was that? It's been a long day for you.
Yeah. Well, the guys here made like a lot of kilometers during the night, and we had a stop in Germany, and we had them visual last night around maybe 7 o'clock. And then they already decided to fly through the night, but then they just got the speed and made a lot of kilometers. So, well, they were just going, and we had some sleep.
It was so unexpected after 2 days of sitting around the little town of Dijon, France, which was an absolutely amazing sunrise and sunset. But we spent about 24 hours in Dijon, France, until we could actually get a proper heading to get out and get some good flights in. And then at that point, we really didn't know where we were going to end up. So then quickly we ended up in Stuttgart, then to Munich, and then from Munich, wow, we just hit a heading that just went into autopilot. We were like, wow, we're going. We may even be in. So it worked really well. In the end, we just didn't have quite enough everything to get there, and so we found a really nice place to land here, and yeah, we were blessed. So it was a spectacular flight, amazing pictures and photos. It was a lifetime.
And what's been the highlight of this race for you, John? Andy will be and I wish he was here, but and I think it was a big camaraderie with Andy and I. We never got to do it like it was really neat brotherhood in the basket. We shared a lot of conversations, and the views and the scenery was just wow. Yeah, you just can't even talk about how spectacular it was, and I'll share some pictures later. They're on my Facebook, but wow. Well, that's really good. It's been a pleasure to catch up with you both, and enjoy your evening, get some good food, and we'll see you back here in a few days.
All right.
Great.
Looking forward to it.
Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah, John and Caroline out in the middle of the villages there with limited Wi-Fi and connectivity, so a bit of a shaky picture from them, but really good interview. I thought some good stuff coming out there.
I thought it was really lovely story. When you think the guy flew for the first time in the gas balloon last week, and then he goes in the Gordon Bennett and fly for about 60 hours. What did he say? Yeah,
really well done. And Brenda Daly sends us a message saying hello. Brenda, we're going to see her in the Gordon Bennett one day?
Yes, she's wishing to fly the Gordon Bennett one day, and I will see her in 2 weeks' time in Albuquerque when we do the American Challenge. Hello, Brenda. We'll see you soon.
We do like all your messages. Keep them coming. Right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on now. It is 72 hours into it. Talk us through this then.
Well, this is a lovely map because that's where all the drama will come. You see the lines. You've got here the line for the 1720 kilometers line. And I think the big guns are going to go for that. You can see there are 3 places where they can land over this line, and that's where the victory is going to end up. This is all swamps, and Carolina from the ATC with us at the things. There only Pelican flies. There's no road, it's only boats. This is quite treacherous, but I believe there was one Gordon Bennett that ended up there a few years back. There it's have a long way. You can see there's a sort of gap, but it's very there's a lot of trees. It's a forest, and it's mountainous. This is not appropriate. This would be very dangerous landing. And then you got this place here, which I think that's where they're going to go for that bit.
Interesting stuff. Let's have a look at where they are now, Benoît.
Yeah, they are here. The two Swiss guys are well in the lead. It's interesting to know that these guys are flying about 60 kilometers an hour now. 3 days ago, they were flying about 2 kilometers an hour. And they're from the border, from the sea, they are about 500 kilometers. So I would say they will go down, but by tomorrow morning, they might be on the coast. Anyway, I think many balloons, well, most of the balloons will land at first thing tomorrow morning at dawn.
Wow, so it's going to be a long night watching all the action as it happens. We spoke to France 2, who also landed last night. Let's have a look at what they said. So we're here in the studio with Eric and Benoît from France 2. They've just got back. You're on your way. You've got a long way to go. Where have you just arrived from?
Very close to München airport, unfortunately. We slept over there because there was a hotel maybe 20 minutes from our landing point. A very nice hotel with a lady. We understood that we flew for the Gordon Bennett, and then we drove directly to here, stopped for a picnic and having some beers, and it was a nice trip back.
Oh, it's great. We weren't expecting you here at the studio. You just arrived and we saw you downstairs, and here we go. Thank you very much.
No, we just had to come back here on the way back to home because to give back the logger, the official logger. Yes. So we stayed 15 minutes here to say hello to the friends. Then we go back to home, relax, swimming pool, food, barbecue, and relax until Friday. We come back to see the others.
Fantastic. It sounds like a great... How was your day today? How was your travel? Is it okay?
What is funny is that we went to bed about midnight, and when we were thinking about the flight, between the frustration and the deceptions, we don't know exactly how we will feel tomorrow and the day after. We discussed with our, I would say, team on the ground. We were very disappointed, and we are quite happy because we made a nice flight, the first Gordon Bennett together, and all the preparation was good, the flight was good, the strategy was good, which is the positive way. But when you fly only 46 hours and you plan to do the double, 92 hours, you are like cutting legs. Yes. But anyhow, it's a pity. I had Matthias from Poland 1 also by telephone, and he was very disappointed as well because he is the world champion, so it happens. Yes. It's the race.
It is the race, but
good experience for next time.
Frustrating though. I mean, I can't imagine what the telephone would have been, or the radio contact would have been like with you guys when they were telling you. It must have been very tense.
In fact, we had different contacts, and the lady said you need to be below 3,500 feet. We changed the frequency. They say we ask München. The München they said no. Then we go back to München. The people on the ground, they try to contact from the morning. So we tried on the ground. Benoît was piloting for the final approach. On the field, we were maybe sometimes 2 meters above the maze, but it was light. After the sun set, you can go for 3 hours to avoid the München airport at 5 meters above electric line. So we decided that it was the only real option.
No, I think you made the right choice. Safety first. So, but now moving on, France won.
I guess France won has a very good chance. From our perspective, the teams were on the top 5. Swiss 1, Swiss 2, Germany, France and Spanish, they are all favorites. They have won or been on the podium in the last years. I think the result will be tomorrow evening at the maximum along the Black Sea, and probably a few kilometers distance and even a few 100 meters distance between the first and the second.
It could be one of the closest finishes we've ever had.
Yeah. It remembers us when Vancelest won his first Gordon Bennett in 1997. The Americans landed on the Black Sea, and then they went from the top down, and they won from 220 meters above the Americans. Wow. So when you land, you're first and you're beaten by 220 meters. That means everything is possible. And tonight and tomorrow night, everything is possible. Swiss can win, Spain can win, France can win. We hope France will win. But I think everything is possible. That will be tremendous finish.
Wow, what a great finish it's lined up to be. Stay with us all through the night and all tomorrow as well. Guys, merci beaucoup.
Je vous en prie, merci beaucoup. Merci à tous
Merci
nos
à vous.
supporters.
Merci.
It was nice.
Je suis heureux.
Oh, je suis heureux aussi.
À demain. À tout à l'heure.
À tout à l'heure, nous sommes très heureux. Bye bye.
Yeah, we finished recording and Eric had a lot more good stuff to say. So get the camera back on. We went back to it. Yeah, so the strategy at the beginning.
So we choose a different strategy from the others. There were two options. One option was to stay low for at least 24 hours and then go north and take the west to be in front of all the others, or go west, 10, 15 knots, wait for the turn and then get the flow. But they will be behind. So we decided to do this one. And what is funny is that the 24 hours, the first one, were quite tough in terms of pilot because all the layers were 20, 30 meters high. So we were with 100 grams, 200 grams to try to do this and wait and very patient. We had all the Alps and the Mont Blanc in front of us. That was nice. But we were very concentrated, noting pages of wind speed and direction, 1, 2 knots. Then we succeeded to do that, went to the north, just after Freiburg, turned right, went to the west, and then 5 knots, 10 knots, 15 knots, and we were over there. So the plan was to go straight to Munich, which we succeeded, and then go to Austria, Romania, and the south part of Bulgaria. That was the plan. They had the same plan, but we said if we were first 5, 6 hours in advance, that would be an advantage in that case. It could be a disadvantage sometimes because they can land after you. But our strategy was to be the first in case of the North flow was not different. For the 5, 6 remaining teams, they will, I think, either go to the north part of Romania, just south of Moldavia, or completely southeast, just before the Turkish one. I hope France will win. France won, but I guess all the 5, 6 teams can win. So we will see tomorrow. That will be interesting.
For you, here in the Gordon Bennett, is it like a dream come true?
Yes, it's a dream. We even think to dream about it. It's our instructor, Vincent Les, who taught us everything. I think he believed in us before we think about it. So thanks to Vincent and his balloon and all his spirit of the flying and the sportsiness. And it's a good emotion to be here. We are very, very happy.
Yeah, good stuff from the guys, Benoît. Nice guys.
Wonderful guys. They are part of the. For a few years now, we've built a nice spirit in the French team. It was their first flight together, these two guys, and Eric will take part in the America's Challenge in 2 weeks' time. He will be flying with Vincent, and I think they are going for the win.
You're going to be out there yourself, are you?
Yes, I will be out there, but myself, I'm going there just to enjoy myself, just to enjoy flying in the States because it's such a wonderful country. Wonderful people doing their utmost to welcome us, and it's always wonderful to fly there.
So who gets the night shift in the office now? Are you finished or are you through the night?
Oh no, we had we changed at the time. At this very moment, it's Marquis de Haguenay doing the shift, and at 1 o'clock I will do the 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
Okay, so you get a few hours sleep now.
Yeah, that's right.
Benoît, as always, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you, and I just want to say a little hello to my friend Thomas Hora.
Oh yes, we were speaking to Thomas a little bit earlier.
He mentioned me, that's why I'm saying hello, Thomas. Great friend. I hope to see you very soon for a beer.
It's into the night with 7 teams left, heading down towards the Black Sea. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m.